got a DM today from someone who's sober curious. If you're sober curious, this is an interesting concept. Like, why do we let alcohol dictate our fucking calendar and our whole life? She asked me, hey, I'm considering doing sober October. How do I get started with that? Where do I start? Do you have any resources to help me? And I really thought about it, and I was like, you know what? Do you have a drinking problem? Is alcohol a problem for you? Or do you just kind of want to cut back? Because for me, when I look at sober October or any of those months or any of those periods of time that you stop alcohol, you have the fucking mindset that you're going back to alcohol, right? Alcohol's the boss. Alcohol's your big dog that you're still sucking its D all the time. You stop on October 1st, but you will be back on November 1st, right? Like, I fucking tried to do sober January, sober February, sober March. I tried them all. You know how far I made it? 20 days or however long before my friends were like, you fucking suck. When are you getting back on the sauce? Those are the friends I had in those days. Okay, like now we're talking about my mid-20s or through my 20s. Now I'm 40. People are having discussions around alcohol that they never used to have, okay? Like, my gen, how I rolled, it was like, if you weren't drinking, you were a loser. You were boring, right? Like, our generation was told we had to drink or we weren't fun. So anyways, this woman is of my generation, and I'm sitting here going, why go back? If you feel like you have a bit of a drinking problem, you want to cut down, you don't really like drinking. She said, I rarely have less than 2, right? So that means probably 2 to 10 drinks, whatever, considered normal. Why does alcohol get to dictate our lives? Why did alcohol dictate 25 years of my fucking life? Why is alcohol free 1 month of the year, but alcohol's the big dog the rest of the 11 months? Why do we have to run back to alcohol on November 1st after sober October? Why can't sober October start today? Why can't sober October be every month? Like, it's the way that we look at alcohol in our world, right? Like, alcohol, whoosh, it rules this shit. It runs our lives. We don't even realize that. I'm only thinking about this for the first time because I never was able to make sober October work for me. I was never a moderation drinker. I never found it easy to say no to a drink. I'd be like, well, why don't I just take a week off? And then I'd try to make it 4 days, but then something would pop up and I'd be like, I want to go. I'm drinking. Like, obviously, right? I know I'm not alone in this. I know this is like most people, right? So it's like, oh, I made it a month. I used to say like, oh, I made it 2 weeks. Made it from what? Made it from alcohol not dictating every fucking cycle, second, and activity of your life, right? Like, it's so simple as a concept. We run back to it because we are its bitch. I was alcohol's bitch for 25 years. It's very helpful to just actually call it what it is. We are its bitch as a society. Sometimes it feels good to be someone's bitch for a few minutes. And then you get off and you move on. You know, like, alcohol is not the fun. It's not the fun dictator. It's fucking brutal. You feel so much worse every time you drink. So I just asked her, I said, like, here's some great resources that helped me when I was stopping drinking, right? I said, some great book names, like Russell Brand's books on addiction really helped me. Alan Carr's Easy Way to Stop Drinking helped me. Jessica Simpson, Open Book, great different sobriety memoirs, right? Reading all these stories really helped me to realize, like, whoa, okay, I'm not alone. No one's alone, right? We're in this together. And talking about it is the first place to start. Reaching out, asking questions. Second of all, sober community. Sober content helped me immensely. I was consuming sober content on like Instagram for a year and a half before I actually stopped drinking. I didn't think it was a possibility for me to stop drinking because I was alcohol's bitch. So if you're sober curious, there's a lot of resources out there, but you can also consider that sober curious means you can stop today, right now. You don't need alcohol's permission to stop on October 1st, and then you don't need its permission to stay sober. You can continue past November 1st. You can continue for the rest of your life if you want to. Why go back to something that makes you feel worse, especially when you're on a roll? Like, I would remember after like 2 weeks, I would start to feel fucking amazing. And amazing was not my resting feeling because I was constantly drinking, smoking, doing drugs, for a lot of years. But I would still run back to it. I didn't think there was any other way to keep my friendships, to keep my relationships, to have fun. I did not. When you stop it after 2 weeks and you realize, whoa, your life gets exponentially better every day and every week, why go back? Why do we have to go back? We're having these discussions now. Alcohol is not my master anymore. Alcohol is not the boss. Alcohol doesn't dictate my fucking calendar and my life anymore. And it doesn't have to dictate yours. It really doesn't. People are having conversations they did not have back then. There's enough resource and material and content out there that you can just be like, damn, I didn't realize that was an option for me. And it's like, yeah, big dog, it is an option for you. And saying alcohol does not control my calendar anymore is a fucking great feeling. I'd rather be someone's bitch for 20 minutes than I would my entire life, you know?